Welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy. Place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, and happy Wednesday. I hope everybody is having a wonderful week and had a great day. It is Wednesday, so that means last night I watched Beverly Hills. I watched Roni. Guess which one I made the notes on? That's correct. Beverly Hills. That's where I want to be. Beverly Hills. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to recap and rant a little bit about the ladies of 90210. Okay. So producers were getting real cinematic on us at first because they flashed back to 2016 when it was all like love and roses and rosé between PK and Dorit. And they were in their love bubble. And then fast forward to the home invasion. That is when things kind of just like switched. You know, like PK was saying, I feel so bad. I feel so bad that I wasn't here. I feel so terrible that I wasn't here to help you. But then he goes and he spends even more time, it seems like, in London. Like if he was feeling so guilty that he wasn't there for her, then why are you spending more time away? So we go from love in 2016 to contempt and hate now. And then they go a little further into the episode where we later see Dorit is having dinner at Kathy Hilton's with Bose and Erica. So, okay, 1 week earlier, Sutton has Garcelle over, and it's because she wants Garcelle to go to Augusta, Georgia with her. Sutton grew up in Augusta. Her mother, Reba, is there, and she wants Garcelle to meet her mom and just to show her around town. Also, Sutton lets us know that her mom is going to be 82, so she's getting up there. They do not have the greatest of relationships. It seems like maybe they never have. And she kind of wants to get in there, and she wants to because she's seen that like Kyle has lost her mother and Garcelle has lost her mother. So they're like good role models on how to navigate, you know, this. So she wants to actually go in there. She wants to kind of maybe get things straight and talk to her mom so that they can maybe smooth this over so that there's no like lost years there. Like when she is gone, she's not going to regret that she didn't do this. So Garcelle says, sure, but let's get someone else also. So we have like another person, like, you know, maybe a buffer, another person. So they decide on Kyle. At first I was like, why is she asking Kyle? Because Sutton was friends with Kyle at first in the season. And then remember, she's like, I'm not gonna bow down at the altar of Kyle Richards. And I guess now they're friends. So she called, she was like, yeah, sure. Are you gonna invite anybody else? And Sutton said no. I understand why not, because this is not really a fun girls trip. It's a personal trip. So Garcelle is her best friend on the show, and Kyle is the next person that she's closest to on the show. So I understand that. Although, to be honest with you, I would think, now that I'm thinking about it, I would think that she would take like Garcelle and Jennifer Tilly because she's best friends with Jennifer Tilly. So I don't know why she wouldn't take Jennifer Tilly. Anyways, so they're all going to head to Augusta, Georgia. Bose visits Dorit. I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter what that woman wears. Bose, she looks stunning in everything. Everything that she puts on, whether she's going out or she's just lounging around the house, she looks stunning every single time she's on our screen. So they're talking about it. And Bose is saying, has asked, have you told PK about what Jagger asked you, about, are you and Daddy getting a divorce? Well, Dorit sent PK a text, basically being like, hey, listen, before you come back, can we work on getting Can we work on getting in a better place just for the kids? And there was no answer. Surprisingly, there was no answer. So she texted him the next day and was like, really, PK, you're not going to answer me? He fires back. I'm guessing it was snarky, because it was probably snarky, with I'm at a friend's wedding. Have a nice day, or have a good day. No, have a nice day. Listen, I'm going to tell you what. That man don't give a shit about you, and worse, that man don't give a shit about his kids. You can't tell me otherwise. She said she hadn't heard anything from him since he stormed out of that therapy session. No, when he was like, I want a divorce, and then he stormed out. He don't give a shit about them kids. He doesn't give a shit. I don't care what anybody says. He don't give a shit about them kids. That's what, if he did, then he would be talking to them. Because to me, it seems like he don't even talk to them. It seems like he is single PK, and single PK can't be bothered with these kids. It seems to me like from before, when he said, before they had kids, Dory was just a beautiful shadow, and they would go out and they would socialize. Well, listen, buddy, this is what happens when you have kids. When you get married and you have kids, your children should be number one over your partying and your socializing. Okay, so speaking of Bose, so Bose and her man, Keely, they went on a date. And she had said one of the topics, the topic that comes up is fertility. She's like, we need to discuss fertility. The reason why they need to discuss fertility is that she's in her upper 40s. And as far as her eggs go, I mean, she's going to want to do something sooner rather than much later. Now, and so she says this, and then he asks, is there a timeline? Well, yeah, there's a timeline, because, I mean, egg-wise, yeah. Plus, who wants to be having a kid when you're like in your mid-50s? I don't know. He says he loves that she's not pushing him and she's letting him take his time. But for real, listen, she needs to push him. This whole conversation with him kind of gave me the ick a little bit. Like, I think she's in it for the long haul. And I know she said finding a man in Los Angeles when you're in your late 40s is not easy. She's a smart lady. I hope she's not settling for him, because this whole conversation, it to me sounded like she is there for the long haul, and she's there for for long term, whereas he might not be. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I could be wrong. I probably am, but it was giving me a little bit of icks. Okay, so Kyle and Mauricio meet up at the gun range, the shooting range. Because now that she's by herself, he wants her to feel safe. To feel safe and to know the proper, how to handle a gun, and to feel safe around firing a gun. So they're shooting, everything goes great, and they're talking afterwards. He's talking about his condo, and then he asks, how is everything at the house with the girls? I'm going to tell you this much. Listen, yes, she wanted the separation, and last season when she was kind of parading around with Morgan and doing that video she did with Morgan Wade, I don't know that I get it. People are going to be like, she was just acting. She's an actress. But when you're having these like problems, with your husband, with your marriage, and they're out in the public, and then you put this out, and it's a very suggestive video, and your children can see it then. I'm just saying, I thought that was kind of a shitty video to put out last year. All that being said, I felt very badly for her. I have not been the biggest fan of Kyle this season, or even last season, but I felt very badly for her because, I mean, he has clearly moved on. He's in a new space. He's in a condo. There's no memories in this condo. She's in this house where all of these memories are, and she's just alone most of the time in that house all by herself with the dogs. But she's living in those memories like every day, and all she kind of has is just grieving it, like just grieving it day in and day out. She has a lot on her mind. She got, first of all, before any of this happened, her best friend had unalived herself, and now she's dealing with separation and potentially a divorce, because like I said, I mean, he's moved on. She has not. I think she would really like to work it out. And I think he's done. And like I said, she hasn't been my favorite this season or last season, but I felt badly for her. It was kind of heartbreaking to see that. It just was. I mean, I know people are going to say this is what she wanted, but I still feel badly for her. I mean, two things can be true at once. You can be like, you can have two sets of feelings at the same time. That's how I feel. Okay. This trip down to Augusta, how about it's a VIP pickup at the LAX terminal for Garcelle. And then Kyle and Sutton show up. I thought, I'm with you, Garcelle. Listen, Miss Sutton Strack got all this money, and they're flying commercial on a red eye. That's not a private jet. I'm the same. There was no private jets a little earlier, and you're leaving at 5 o'clock in the morning to Augusta on a commercial. Listen, I'm not Lisa Barlow, but Sutton Strack got money. Okay, so they arrive in Augusta. They're meeting her mom. Junebug Carter Cash is there. Junebug Carter Cash is such a sweetheart. She is such a little diva. I love her. So they're meeting her mom. What was I gonna say? Oh no, never mind that. So they're gonna be staying at the house that Sutton bought with Christian, and yes, she did get it in the divorce. It's beautiful. They meet. Okay, so they finally meet Reba, her mom. At first, when they were like, Reba, I was like, who? Reba, wait, why was I going to say Reba Roberts? Reba, who? Reba McEntire. When they said Reba at first, I was like, Reba McEntire? So Reba, okay, so they meet Reba and Jim, Reba's friend. It was in quotation marks. Reba's friend. So, they're knocking boots in that house. Anyways, I'm going to tell you this much. I don't like Reba. I don't like Reba at all. Not even a little bit. I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to say the R word, but she to me was giving me like Lady of the South, antebellum, like antebellum South vibes. That's what she was giving me. I'm just gonna say the worst part though. So they come in, they're greeting everybody, and Garcelle went out of her way, went out, got Reba, got her mother, beautiful scarf, beautiful blue scarf, had it wrapped and everything, brought to her, gave it to her. And what was that reaction? There was no thank you. If she could have thrown that in the garbage, she would have. As a matter of fact, it wouldn't surprise me if when she went back to her house that she threw that in the garbage. I don't think she's used to getting gifts from people who don't look like her. I'm just saying. She didn't say thank you or nothing. She's real weird about it. Garcelle is better than I would have been. I would have said something different. And then when she's hugging Kyle, she's like all, that was my cane, by the way. When she's hugging Kyle, she's like, you're so pretty. And Garcelle's like, oh, nothing to me. You don't listen, you're going to tell Kyle that she's pretty, but not Garcelle? Garcelle was a freaking model. I have written right here. That woman was giving me antebellum South vibes. I don't like her. I don't like her at all. So back in Beverly Hills, Kathy Hilton's throwing a dinner. You know it's always something when Kathy Hilton throws a dinner. It is perfectly organized. So it is Dorit, Bose, and Erica. I like it. Everybody looked beautiful. Dorit, and then they said that the other ladies are in Augusta. Well, Dorit really had no idea the other ladies were going to Augusta. And they're like, well, why wouldn't Sutton invite Erica? I mean, she's from the South. Listen, I know she's from the South, but those two aren't friends. They just barely they're civil, okay? They're not friends. Why would she invite her? So they're out there. Kathy is perfect for WTF information where you're like, wait, what? So they're sitting out there and Kathy's like, I'm not a wine snob. And they were talking about how when she was, they were talking about Italian wine and when they were in Italy, and she found out that she is Italian. And Erica, I think, was like, oh, did you do 23andMe or something? She's like, no, there was a woman. So I guess there was just a random woman in Italy who knows everything. And she was like, that's how I found out that I'm part Chinese 3000 BC. And when she said that, I was like, huh? What? And that's what everybody else was like. Dorit was like, pardon? Bose was like, what? No, Kathy, no, So back in Augusta, the ladies go to an Italian restaurant that Sutton used to go to all the time. It's Luigi's. So they go to Luigi's for dinner. And Erica, what was I gonna say? Okay, so Garcelle says when her and Erica were out getting I guess infusions, energy infusions or something like that. She had said that she told her about Augusta, and Garcelle said Erica was like, oh, well, that's something she should have brought to the Erica said to Garcelle about this Augusta trip. Oh, well, that's something I feel like she should have brought to the sisterhood. But Sutton, once again, she didn't want to invite everyone just because it's a special place and it's not a girls' trip. Okay. So, Garcelle says after meeting Reba, she can see a little bit of Reba in Sutton regarding how she interacts with people sometimes, how she can be really blunt and tough. I understand now. Yeah, I understand now. Yeah, I get that. They did it, and they did a flashback to Sutton, when Sutton was having that party at her store in West Hollywood, and she was like, real happy, real proud, and her mom was there. And her mom really didn't seem impressed at all, didn't seem supportive. She was just bitchy. And I understand that Sutton was hurt because she had tried like really hard. She had tried very hard. And for any store, I would think, to stay in business for years, especially in an economy, especially in like California, where there's so much competition and the cost of living is so high, I would imagine it would be even more difficult to keep a store open in California. So I don't know. She was hurt. I can understand why she was hurt. I'm thinking growing up with her must have been like very hard, just because there doesn't seem like there's a lot of emotion, like it's an emotional desert, and she's like very, very, very hard to please. So how about this? This is the part that got me. So when Sutton was getting divorced, her mother was asking, how are you going to pay the bill? How is this going to get paid for? And she was thinking that her mom was like, how are you going to pay the bills? How are you going to raise my grandchildren? How's this going to happen? That wasn't the case. She was asking because she was wondering how Sutton was going to keep her mother. Now listen, I'm all for giving back to your mother and, you know, helping and supporting them at the end of their lives. But this woman wasn't talking about like basic stuff. This woman was talking about, how is Sutton going to keep me living in the lap of luxury, living a life I'm used to living? Living in the lap of luxury, like, nope. And then praises her ex-husband Christian more than she does her own daughter. Have you seen what Christian did? Did you see that Christian did that and Christian did? How about if you instead praise your daughter and say what a great mother she is, and praise her for being a very financially stable businesswoman? How about that? She seems to have far more respect for Christian. Terrible. So Garcelle says, listen, I think I'm going to talk to Reba. I agree with Kyle. That might be an overstep. It's not going to go well. It's not going to go well at all, as we see. Okay, so back at Kathy's house, they're talking. Dorit's like, because Kathy's like, how's everything going, Dorit? Obviously it's shitty. And she says that. She's like, my life is shitty right now. Real shitty. Then once again, Kathy comes up. Kathy's like, well, I know that Mo, meaning Mauricio, I know that Mo loves PJ. Who's PJ? You half Chinese woman? Who's PJ? So, come on. She's just, you gotta love Kathy. Like, Kathy doesn't I don't want Kathy there for drama, because I don't want there to be drama between the Richards sisters anymore. That's done and over and played out. I don't want that. I want Kathy on there just for like her comedic points, like PJ, and that she is Chinese 3000 BC, and toothless not homeless, or homeless not toothless. What was it? It was she thought it was toothless not homeless. No, she thought it was, anyways, toothless not homeless, homeless not. I've worked with the homeless, I've worked with the toothless. I like her for the comedy that she brings, just like Mary Cosby sometimes. Her like, you know, her comedic little outburst. So Dorit then talks about it a little bit more. She says, even during the worst times, when he was at his absolute worst, Dorit protected him to everybody. And then Kathy is thinking that it's going to go. Kathy didn't get the answer she thought she would to this question. But she says, am I right that PK is a great father? He's probably a great father. No hesitation. No, he's not. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? With a quickness, no, he's not. I told you from the very beginning. He's not talking to his children. He don't give a shit about his kids. Oh shit, I knew it. So PK or PJ, she says he would disappear for weeks at a time without talking to the kids. Weeks at a time. And then doesn't once again. Kathy throws the shade. She's like, how old is he? He's 56. She thought he was 56 when she met him years ago. Oh, God. Bose is like, oh my God, with the shade. She's like, I can't even relate though, because black don't crack. I was like, oh, you're right. You're right about that. But she thought PK was 56 when she met him, like decades ago. Oh, come on. So as it turns out, PK, and I want to call him PJ, sent Dorit like this scathing 7-page email talking about financials, mostly financials, and the expectation that was within a month or two, she'll be responsible for the mortgage and all the bills that apply to the house, and talking about custody and threats that if all of these are not met, then they'll be moving towards divorce. And Bose was like, do you think he wants to be married anymore? She's like, no, I don't think he wants to be married anymore. You knew that. You knew when he stormed out of that therapy session, he said he wants a divorce. You knew that. But listen, I'm going to tell you, when they separated, we all knew he wanted a divorce. We all knew that. We knew that was coming. Now listen, I'm going to tell you, a lot of people think that these shows are garbage and trash. However, from watching The Real Housewives over the years, you can find out stuff about like law, crimes and law, because there have been a few there have been a couple that have gone to jail. You can learn about things like that. But what I learned this week is that in California, once a marriage hits the 10-year mark, then it's considered a forever marriage. 10 years and on, you file a divorce, half. Everything is cut in half. And from what Erica said, spousal support continues until that person dies. So that's why you're married, and if you don't think you're going to be staying together forever, you get out before 10 years. They're at 9.5. They're at 9.5. So listen, he's going to be pushing to get that taken care of ASAP. And she needs to get out, because anything that she has made, he could take. I was thinking, well, maybe she could drag her feet and carry it out to after 10 months. But the thinking is, who has more money here? I don't know that he has as much money as people think he has. So what does he do? What does he even do? You've heard of a lot of rumors about his shady businesses, his shady financials. So listen, Erica, I'm going to tell you what, at the beginning of the season, Sutton had been telling Kyle, you need to get a lawyer. You need to lawyer up. You need to be proactive. That's what Sutton was telling Kyle. That's the friend. That's what Kyle needed to hear. Erica is the friend that Dorit needs right now. It's not, everything is going to be great. Everything's going to be great. You can ride this out. That time has passed. Dorit needs this toughness. She needs this tough love friendship from people like Erica and people like Bose. She won't take it from Sutton. They're not friends. Erica is exactly who she needs to be. And listen, Dorit, just like Erica said, Dorit needs to be proactive, because if you don't make these plans and you're not prepared, then you got to make the decisions for yourself. Because if you don't, then someone else is going to make them for you. I mean, quit holding on to this thought that maybe things will work out. Things won't work out. That dinner that they had earlier in the season, where he was showing off his new, like, check it out, I got new single PK clothes and this and that. And when he said, we need to stop talking so much because we need to stop being so codependent. It was in my mind at that point, he was already looking at, we're getting divorced. There's no separation. This is going to end in divorce. So lawyer up, get all your ducks in a row. Because if this goes to court, this is going to be a battle. You can already tell that he's an asshole. He's in this for war. I'm thinking he's in this to hurt. And the fact that he even is throwing around the C word, custody, you want those kids. Like, you want those children. I could be wrong, but I highly doubt it, because in my mind, kids, a wife and kids doesn't fit in perfectly to his lifestyle of jet setting and socializing. I mean, sure, he doesn't drink anymore, but he could go out and socialize. And if you don't have kids and you don't have a wife, then you're not strapped down. Just saying. So that's it. She needs to lawyer up. She needs to get herself prepared. That's what she needs to do. Okay, listen, in the let me know what you thought. I am going to watch what time is it? It's 8:09. So I am going to go watch the Salt Lake City reunion. Tomorrow, you're going to get something. Wait, no. Tomorrow, you might not get anything. Tomorrow, there will not be a video. Tomorrow, I'm going to take my shower, my everything shower. I'm going to relax. And so Friday, Saturday, you're going to be getting 3 videos. Wait. Yeah, you'll be getting a Salt Lake City, a Roni. You'll be getting finally a Sister Wives. I gotta watch that. So listen, if nobody told you yet today, you're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world. Please take care of one another. Also, be aware of your surroundings. Number 1. Number 2, be smart and safe. Number 3, hydrate often with some agua, with some water. And number 4, if you're in a dangerous situation, please remember that Dolly and I are sending our love, our thoughts and prayers, and all the positive reinforcement and positive vibes and energy that you need to make it through. Love you guys, and I will see you on Friday. Bye, guys. Bye.